This week,
Warrior Student Media jams out at Coffee House.
German classes travel to Chicago.
Explore the Biomedical Pathway.
We build the future leaders of the world.
Boys basketball starts off the season right.
And MCHS graphics impacts the community.
All of that and more
on the Warrior Weekly. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of the Warrior Weekly, presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm Coco Levesque.
And I'm Manny Sanchez. This week, we look at Chris Kringelmart with the German classes, shoot some hoops with the boys basketball team, and sit down with McHenry's future doctors.
But first, we jam out with Triam at their annual Fall Coffee House.
The last Friday before break, Miss Tracy Tobin held MCHS Coffee House event, where Triam kids had the opportunity to perform their talents and vocals in front of their peers and friends.
It is one of the beloved events of Triam. All the Triam kids love doing this event and putting it on, and we always have such a spectacular turnout for this event that it has just become an established tradition within the music programs.
Seniors James Mahevic and Hannah Koval talk about their favorite parts of the event as well as their mindset while performing for the crowd.
Honestly, the environment, where the environment's it's really accepting and no one judges each other for if they mess up or anything. So that's very encouraging to walk up on stage and perform in front of everyone.
My favorite part of Coffee House is just how supportive everyone is of each other. It's a very judgment-free zone. Everyone's just getting up there and doing whatever they do because it brings them joy, and that brings the audience joy as well. I think just knowing that the most critical person in your life is yourself, and you're only as good as your last performance. I just try to better myself each time, and it's like a little competition I like to play with myself.
The kids that are there, whether they are there to perform or just to sit back and enjoy the show, they are so supportive of each other. They applaud each other, they encourage each other. It doesn't matter if it's your first time up on the stage or your 20th time up on the stage. The support that is in that room is amazing to me, and that is my favorite part of Coffee House, is to see that.
If you are interested in taking part of this event, the next one will take place in the spring. You can also talk to Miss Tobin. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Olivia Townsend, Lee McClellan, Carter Neiman, and Isabel Berry.
Now, the German classes visited Chris Kringelmart in Chicago to celebrate German culture in our surrounding city.
Warrior Student Media joins them on this trip to see what the holiday season is all about.
MCHS offers French, Spanish, and German language courses for all 4 years of high school for students looking to enhance their foreign language skills and immerse themselves in another culture. Many students at our school decide to enroll in German since it is one of the most spoken languages in the world. German teacher Frau Folden explains why she brought her customs and way of life here to McHenry.
Well, I love sharing my culture. So everybody's like, of course you teach German, you're from Germany. It's not just the language itself. It comes with all the culture. It comes with a whole new way of life. There is traditions, music, art, food. So I just want them to experience a different way of life.
When learning a new language, it's important to have a comfortable space where you can embrace making mistakes and learning from them.
I hope that when they come to my class, that first of all they feel comfortable. I think it's important that you feel like this classroom is a place where you can try out things and where you can make mistakes, because learning a language is not a perfect science.
Last week, German 2 and 3 went on a class field trip to Chicago, heading to the annual Chris Kindle Holiday Street Market to experience an authentic German Christmas tradition.
We go to the Christkindl market, and I love that because that's a German Christmas market, and it's such a big piece of German culture here in Chicago, so I'm really excited about that. It just gives you so many opportunities and opens up so many things of you. So I think it opens up also your mind and your thinking. You get to meet new people, and that's just on a total personal level, I think can be very exciting.
If you would like to learn a new language, talk to your counselor during course selection. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we're Kaden Bunting and Layla Moreno.
Next, MCHS's Biomedical Pathway is one of the most complex and rewarding pathways that our high school has to offer. As course selection begins, Warrior Student Media looks into this giant pathway.
Each year, hundreds of students enroll in the Project Lead the Way Biomedical Science program. MCHS offers 4 levels, which are designed to prepare students for their careers in the biomed field. 6-year course teachers Leah Pelletier and Laura Dubinsky give insight into what the class entails.
Okay, the first class, the Principles of Biomedical Science. That's just an introductory to biomedical science. We start off with more of a forensics type case and go from there.
Then Human Body Systems is like our anatomy and physiology course where we go through all the different systems of the human body and learn how they are structured and what they do.
And we get to do a lot of dissections, again, hopefully learning more about the human body.
And then Medical Interventions is putting a lot of that anatomy and physiology knowledge into practice and learning how to diagnose. And then when you have a diagnosis, what are the treatment options and how do you pick out which the best treatment option is, and being able to learn all the different types of interventions that are out there in the medical field. And then medical residency is our capstone course where students are shadowing, they're visiting the hospital and talking to healthcare workers at the hospital each month, and then going out and shadowing and picking a place in our community to go and shadow each month as well, and really getting that hands-on, real-world, firsthand, seeing what those different fields are like to really know if that's what they want to go into or not.
Senior Jacob Pichkevich reflects on how taking these classes have helped him take the next step on choosing his career.
As I delved deeper into it, it was just a whole new world open to me, and I realized that this is something that I love tremendously.
If you're interested in being a part of these classes next year, please contact your counselor. If you'd like to know more information, please reach out to Ms. Pelletier. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Allie Everhart, Grace Mueller, and Madison Harvey.
The Spirit Barrel Showdown 2023 has already begun. If you haven't downloaded the Goose Chase app and started on these Spirit Barrel challenges, what are you doing?
Now, Leadership in Action makes a profound impact on both campuses at MCHS. Warrior Student Media has the story.
Leadership in Action, a class that allows seniors here at MCHS to step up as leaders and mentor the freshmen. Senior Lexi Wildy explains what it's like to be a senior leader at the freshman campus.
Leadership, we learn a lot of different philosophies, like the importance of learning names, and then we also every Friday we go over to the freshman campus and we teach them like how to write professional emails, the importance of GPA, and just things like that. And honestly, we prepare our students. Lunk and Sterner are great teachers, but they let us have the reins and teach it like it's our aim. So me and my partner that I work with, we have free control of like how we want to present the material.
Senior leader Tyler Herkis describes why he chose to step up as a leader this year.
So I've done things such as we went to a leadership conference for the class, and I was an MC for the pep rally. I've done the student section when it comes to Warrior Nation. I mean, for me, it's just like I just want to expand my circle as much as I can, and I want to make sure that I'm always treating other people with respect, and that's something I really value. So
Leadership in Action is one of the few classes that is very hands-on. Mr. John Lunkenheimer reveals why they took the approach of Leadership in Action being more of a hands-on class than rather by the books.
We like to learn by doing rather than, everyone can read a leadership textbook. We want to actually put it into play and challenge them, put them out, get them out of their comfort zone, talk to people that they're not normally, wouldn't normally talk to, lead people they wouldn't normally lead, and kind of get them out of their, like I said, their comfort zone.
Juniors, if you are looking to lead our future freshmen, please talk to Mr. Sean Sterner or your counselors about taking Leadership in Action next school year. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly were Ari Juarez, Ellie Machashik, and Nate Gibson.
Next, boys basketball is off to a hot start this season, winning the Hoops for Healing tournament over fall break.
Expectations are high for the team, led by the new head coach, Corky Card.
Now that the fall sports have come to an end, a new season of sports is here to fill in those after-school activities. Many teams of student athletes are preparing for their upcoming games in the winter. One of these teams is the boys basketball team, who have high expectations for this season. Coach Corky Card guides the varsity team to play their best.
At the varsity level, the kids have been awesome. Working pretty hard, trying to figure out what we as a coaching staff want them to do. Good start.
A focus this season has been the defensive side of the ball, and the varsity team practices to harden their defense. Senior Caleb Jett takes part in ensuring the team is well-rounded.
We have just been going through our daily routine at practice and working on our defense, which has been our main focus.
Success takes more than just on-court practice. Being successful often means working well together both on and off the court. Jet and his teammates have been playing together for quite some time and have confidence that the team will play well together.
We've all been playing since we were really young, so I feel like we all mesh together pretty well. And yeah, it's just second nature. We've kind of just been playing for a while. So
with the varsity team making a strong opening, Coach Card looks forward to seeing how they will perform this season.
Yeah, pretty excited to take a look. Got off to a good start. Kids showing work ethic and starting to play for each other. So looking forward to it.
Good luck to the boys varsity basketball team as they take on Crystal Lake South on Wednesday, December 6th. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Coco Levesque, Emmanuel Sanchez, Jack Kearns, and Jeffrey Norris.
Finally, did you know that MCHS has a business inside of it?
Our graphics lab hosts Warriors Inc., a real-life graphics business whose fingerprints are all over the town of McHenry.
Located at the end of the hallway in a new wing on the second floor, MCHS Graphics Lab works tirelessly working on a variety of projects like creating clothing, banners, stickers, wraps, and much more. The Graphics Lab provides a collection of machinery and equipment to use at students' disposal. Matthew Connor, MCH graphics teacher, explains the importance of having an amount of equipment that the lab has and how it helps students' futures for the better.
Pretty happy about what we have because we're very, very lucky for what we have. Some of the equipment that they get to learn how to do is learn how to run a digital press. So that's a large copier that looks like a Ferrari on the inside, right? It's made to run 24/7. And then we've got a wide format or a large format printer. It's allowed to do jobs like this where we get to do our wraps, all of those things, our banners, a lot of stuff. Screen presses, we've got a manual press, and then we've got an automatic press. And one of maybe 2 or 3 schools in the entire nation that have an automatic screen printing press. And so the fact that we are teaching these students job skills that are valuable in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different industries while we're in one class is super valuable, not only us, but my students and the community, because our goal is to get these students jobs once they leave here, and that's what we're really setting these students up for.
Students taking graphics learn an immense amount of life skills that help them work with deadlines and professionals. Molly Hobson accounts on how the class prepares her for the real world.
I think that being in graphics provides a lot of life skills. You learn how to work on deadlines because obviously if you're working with real customers, you have important deadlines. You learn how to work with others around you really well, obviously in graphics lab, but if you're in the vinyl lab or the screen press lab, you're working with a group of other people and you have to learn how to work with them and around them in order to get the job done that you guys have ahead of you. I also think that you learn how to communicate well with others, not only in the classroom but professionally as well, because you do have to talk to customers. I've been in multiple meetings with different people that are professionals at what they do, and I have to create something for them.
The hands-on nature of graphics allows any student to join, creating an environment that's very inviting and possesses the qualities that many students want in an art class.
I think that the graphics program really provides a good creative outlet for students that might not want to do a conventional art class, because no matter who you are, you can find somewhere that you will succeed in the graphics lab. There's so many different options of what you can do. Some of it is more of a manufacturing side. We have our screen printers that run stuff. We have our vinyl lab. So even if you don't like the design part of it, you can always find a spot that you really like.
If you have an interest or questions about graphics, email Mr. Connor or visit him in the graphics room at room 290, who will be more than happy to help. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Colin Chanowski, Dennis Turkin, and Alina Noel.
That's all for today's show. Be sure to follow the Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including Twitter, Insta, and TikTok.
For Manny Sanchez and all of Warrior Student Media, I'm Coco Levesque. Have a great week, Warriors.